Okay, for this amath paper one, right? For those of you who need help for question 5, I have made a video for question 5. That means it's the exact question. Okay, and then there will be concepts review for question 3 and question 8. Question 3 is for those who need to recap how to draw the the tangent graph. Okay, and question 8 will be for those who need to recap the binomial formula, the n unknown formula, and how to use it. Okay, so that will be the concept review for this paper. So right now, I'm going to go through question 2, 7, and 10. Okay. So as I go through, right, okay, I also randomly add on a bit to some other question. Like for example, question 1, right? If you didn't manage to explain about numerator and denominator, I will minus mark. Some of you only explain the top, never explain the bottom. So you need to explain 2 items to earn the marks. Okay, question 2 is a specimen paper, so please take note of it. Okay, so specimen 2 is question 2 is a specimen paper. Eventually, I will be getting all of you to do the specimen paper as well. Okay, so 2A asks for complete square. Most of you are okay with the complete square. So the purpose of complete square is to get turning point or minimum maximum. So the purpose of complete square is to get the maximum value or the coordinate, or get the minimum value or the coordinate. So that is the application of complete square. So when they say that you got to use the answer in part A, you got to apply this idea. You got to apply this idea. So anyone who gave me a simultaneous equation, I will not be giving you marks. So some of you try to do simultaneous equation to show that it doesn't intersect. It's not wrong. So if the question never say use the answer in part A, of course you can just do a simultaneous and show that they doesn't intersect because there's no solution. However, here you need to use part A. So you need to explain that this is a minimum value. The minimum value is 4, or you can tell me the minimum point. And then you apply it together with this. You can tell me that the maximum value is 3, or you can tell me about the maximum point. Either one of you tell me. So, okay, the idea here is, right, the minimum value means this is the lowest. The lowest is already more than the highest for the other graph. That's why it will not meet each other. If you want a clearer picture or a clearer explanation, some students actually will draw a sketch. So some students can draw a sketch. So like this is the minimum graph. Then the maximum graph, okay, it's a bit no space. So the maximum graph is somewhere here. So if you draw out, right, you can clearly see that they don't intersect. So you can do a sketch like this, or you can just explain. Okay, however, if you do a simultaneous, I will not be giving you marks because you kind of never use the answer. Simultaneous doesn't need you to complete square. So that's why you won't be awarded the marks. So I need y'all to take note of this question too, because it will appear again in the specimen paper that I'm asking you to do. So apply the concept of complete square. Okay, so that is for question 2. Okay, I'm going to jump to question 7. Okay, I'm going to jump to question 7 first. So some of you who got stuck on question 6, right? I think I will have told you the hint. So this is L. So for those of you who get stuck on question 6, you use the Y coordinate to get the length. Okay, and subsequently is the rate of change question. Okay, so for those of you, if you are not sure how to get started, so you just apply the Y coordinate to get the length. You can give it a try later. Okay, so I'm going to go to question 7. Okay, question 7, right? A lot of you couldn't do 7B. So a lot of you couldn't do 7B. So we are going to use the identity. There is a different method of doing lah. So I'm explaining my method. Some of you get it correct in another method. Okay, so I'm going to show you my method first. So basically, you apply your theta to be 67.5. You apply your theta to be 67.5. And this part will become 135. So essentially, we'll just apply the theta in this way. So those of you get stuck, right? Because there seems to be another tangent 67.5. So there seems to be another tangent 67.5 on the other side. So what you can do is, right, you can let it be an algebra. So what I did was I let it be an algebra. So I work out the sine 135, I work out the cosine 135 to the special angle. Okay, then I apply it as a x. I apply it as a x. So I apply it as a x, and eventually it looks more like the surd. Okay, I think some of you are stuck because you realize that there's another tangent 67.5 the other way. So this is one method. Some of you make theta, tangent theta the subject first. Okay, so some of you make tangent theta the subject. Okay, so some of you did something like this. And then eventually you get tangent theta equal to this. If you have done it this way, you will also get it correct. So you change this one to 67.5, this one 135, 135. As long as you do it in the third, you will end up like answering a third question. Okay, so those who get it wrong, you can give it a try later. Okay, the next one I would like to go through will be question 10. Question 10, I'm going to go through the last part. So please listen up. I think most of you make mistake in 10B. So most of you make mistake in 10B. So all of you are able to factorize. So all of you are able to factorize, but you cannot do the hands part. Okay, I will be showing you my method and I will be showing you Kayan's method. Kayan's happened to, he did it by another method. Huh? He make use of the answers lah. Okay, so the whole idea about this, right, is this whole thing is the fx. So we need to see how the x has changed. How can I change the x? So I'm going to see how I can change the x to achieve the new equation. So listen up, I need to check what I can change the x with so that I can get the new equation. Okay, so the trick is I want to change this x. I want to change to something else so I can get the new equation here. The trick is looking at the numbers. The trick is looking at the numbers. So first of all, the new equation can be divided by 2. First of all, the new equation can be divided by 2. And I want you to see that the last number came from the first number. The second last number came from the x squared. The minus 20 here is here. The biggest coefficient turns out to be a constant. The new equation can be divided by 2 and you compare to the original equation. Because of the switch in number, right? The hint is the original x has been changed to 1 over x. The original x has been changed to 1 over x. So I'm going to try out changing the original x to 1 over x. And I get the new equation. So maybe some of you will be thinking, how will I know it's a 1 over x? The hint will be the numbers are all there, except that the position has changed. So sometimes you will see in other prelim paper. So first of all, the new equation, when you divide by 2, the numbers are kind of related in this way. So the hint will be the original x, right, is changed to 1 over x. So I tried it out and it works. So what does that mean, right? That means in your factorized answer, you also change it to 1 over x. In your factorized answer, you also change it to 1 over x. So that is my way of doing. Okay, it doesn't appear very often that the x has been replaced by 1 over x. The more common one will be x replaced by 2x, x replaced by minus x. Okay, so you can check out this pattern. It's not so frequent, quite a rare question. But if you are doing JC stuff, right, this one is supposed to be very basic ultimately. Okay, so you check out the numbers. In a way, the last number become the first number become the last number. So that's how I got the hint from this part. Okay, so later on you can process this idea again. There is a concept on this one also, a concept review. Okay, but I am explaining this exact one. Okay, so I'm going to show you what Kayan did. Okay, Kayan, I show yours, Kayan. Kayan did it this way. Okay, this is what Kayan did. Kayan is doing the otherwise method. Okay, Kayan is doing the otherwise method. Okay, so in a way, I mark him correct. By right, I shouldn't. Okay, so I'm just showing you that he is doing the otherwise method. Wait, Kayan, I always got to thicken my pencil when I mark yours. Same for Dylan as well. So Kayan, what he did was, right, he break he break the numbers in such a way that he can factorize, in such a way that, right, he eventually factorize, he eventually factorize, he eventually can get a common factor. Then from there, that means, right, he is a bit doing like grouping. So eventually he got a common 2x plus 1 that he factorized out, and eventually he get the 3 brackets. Okay, so I will say he is doing the otherwise method. He didn't really use the previous answer. So Kayana, this one, right, if it's the otherwise method and the instruction doesn't have otherwise, right, by right I should minus the marks, but because I think it's a totally okay idea, method. Okay, so I will screenshot his method into the group chat for all of you to take note, but this one is otherwise. Oh, so I screenshot and y'all can check out. Okay, so but the hence method will be to replace x by a certain number. The hence method will be to replace the x by a certain uh, algebra. Okay, so in this question is replacing x by 1 over x. Okay, so I put this one in the group chat. Y'all can check out. Okay, so any other question y'all can ask me.